The long-running feud between South Park and U.S. President Donald Trump has erupted once again, with the show's creators taking fresh aim at the commander-in-chief while defending their controversial satire. Speaking in a newly released video for the 19th Television Academy Honors, South Park creators Trey and Matt Stone made it clear that they have no intention of backing down from political comedy, even when the target is the President of the United States. The remarks come after the latest season of the animated comedy sparked headlines and outrage for its depiction of Trump. The season featured an animated version of the president in a series of highly controversial storylines, including scenes that drew sharp criticism from Trump supporters and prompted an unusually direct response from the White House. But rather than retreating from the controversy, Parker and Stone appeared to be leaning into it. In the video, Parker reflected on the show's nearly 3-decade history of offending people across the political spectrum. According to him, there has always been some group attempting to dictate what comedians can and cannot say. Sometimes, he argued, those pressures came from liberals. At other times, they came from conservatives. But Parker insisted that South Park has always viewed its role differently. He said the show's purpose is to serve as a joker, someone willing to mock powerful people, institutions, and ideas, regardless of political affiliation. According to Parker, satire plays an important role in society because it allows people to laugh at those in power. However, he suggested that today's political environment has created an unusual situation. Parker argued that Trump himself often behaves like a joker, blurring the traditional lines between politicians and comedians. That observation led directly into comments from co-creator Matt Stone. Stone explained that the show's writers felt compelled to tackle issues involving Trump, religion, and Christian nationalism during the most recent seasons. He suggested that the decision was driven by a desire to address topics that had become increasingly prominent in public life. Most importantly, Stone stressed that the show's creative direction remains entirely independent. He delivered a pointed message aimed at critics, and perhaps the White House itself. Whether viewers love the show or hate it, Stone said, nobody is going to tell South Park what it can or cannot do. The comments represent the latest chapter in an increasingly public battle between the creators of South Park and the Trump administration. The conflict intensified after season 27 premiered to strong ratings and widespread media attention. The season marked one of the show's most talked about runs in years and reportedly delivered the biggest season premiere on Comedy Central since 1999. Yet, while viewers appeared intrigued by the show's return to aggressive political satire, the White House was far less enthusiastic. Following the season's release, administration officials issued a scathing response. White House spokesperson Taylor Rogers accused critics of hypocrisy, arguing that many of the same people who previously condemned South Park for offensive content were suddenly celebrating it because it was targeting Trump. Rogers also dismissed the show's cultural relevance. He claimed the series had not been relevant for more than 2 decades and was surviving on increasingly desperate attempts to attract attention. The spokesperson further argued that neither the show nor its creators would be capable of slowing Trump's political momentum. According to the White House, the president had delivered more accomplishments in 6 months than any previous president and remained unaffected by criticism from what Rogers described as a fourth-rate show. The exchange highlights the unique relationship between Trump and popular culture. Few modern politicians have been referenced, mocked, or parodied as frequently in television comedy. From late-night talk shows to animated series, Trump has remained a recurring figure in American entertainment. But unlike many political figures who largely ignore satire, Trump and his administration have frequently responded directly to criticism, creating a cycle in which comedians and politicians often become part of the same public conversation. For South Park, controversy has long been part of the formula. Since its debut in 1997, the show has built its reputation on pushing boundaries and targeting figures across politics, religion, celebrity culture, and current events. The creators have repeatedly argued that no individual or institution should be immune from satire. Their latest comments suggest that philosophy remains unchanged nearly 30 years later. If anything, Parker and Stone appear more determined than ever to defend their independence. And judging by the ratings success of the latest season, audiences continue to pay attention whenever the animated comedy enters the political arena. Whether viewers see the show as fearless satire or provocative controversy, one thing is clear. The battle between South Park and Donald Trump shows no signs of ending anytime soon.